Hello everyone, boys, girls, balloon animals, dolphins, anyone watching. It is I, Christian Mo. Let's do another driving review. This week we are driving the 2015 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X. So for 2015, Nissan has still changed basically nothing about the Frontier. It's been more or less identical for many, many years. But this is the Pro-4X edition, which is nice for a lot of reasons. Mostly it's like a chunked up off-road version. So this has upgraded Bilstein shocks. I've got upgraded, they call them off-road alloys. I still worry that being alloys that are a little soft and maybe scarred. Big chunky off-road tires. I have a shift on the fly 4-wheel drive system. I've got a locking rear diff. So I've got lots of the good off-road bits that you would want. 5-speed auto, which of course I prefer manual in everything, but they do give you control over all of the gears, so I can shift down to first, lock it in second, do third, or if I hit the overdrive, it'll kick me into fourth instead of fifth if I'm in drive. So it does at least give you some sort of control over what your maximum gear you can hit is, and gives you through all 5 of those, which is nice. Fancy nice bits, because this is an upgraded version of the Pro-4X. I've got nice leather seats that say Pro-4X on the back there. I've got Sirius radio, satellite nav. I've got Nissan Connect apps. Of course, CD player, backup camera, all that sort of jazz. Oops, I turned the stereo on. So I've got all that. I do have dual zone climate control. So if somebody's next to you and likes to get cold, they can have their system set the way you are. We'll start with some highway manners. On the highway, it's a bit like you would expect a big, chunky off-roading truck to be. It's a little bouncy over big bumps and divots. It's a little loud, but it does have that really solid sort of truck feel. Like, this is an old truck, and it feels like an old truck, but that's a good thing. You know, that old school sort of high-riding, I'm in a cage of steel, I can crash through things sort of feel, that is permeated through this entire truck. You know, when you shift it into 4 high, the way the truck feels and drives is completely different. Steering is nice and heavy. You've got just a bit of lean when you go. Like I said, when you hit bumps and things, you sort of bounce and joustle around. It's a good feeling. I wouldn't exactly call it comfortable, but it's enjoyable. I like it. Fuel economy on this thing isn't super great, as you would expect. It says 15 city, 21 highway, 17 combined. Currently I'm sitting at 16.3 combined, and I've been hooning it a little bit. I've done a fair bit of off-road stuff in this truck, so that number I feel is pretty solid. It's better than I would expect it to be. Speaking of the off-road thing, so I live on a big chunk of farmland, and it's very hilly and very rough, and I needed to get around it to help build some fence and take care of a few things. So this truck has been up and down the side of a big, well, they call it a mountain here in Tennessee, but it's just a gigantic hill. It's been up and down that a few times, and we are currently preparing for what is supposed to be the worst winter snow that Tennessee has seen in quite a large number of years. So I've been running around helping friends with that sort of stuff. I've got a bag of dog food in the back right now for a friend of mine. So it's been sort of trundling around and being a shopping cart that's all-wheel drive for a lot of people because they're worried about the ice and stuff. We do already have some ice accumulation on the roads. The snowplow trucks are already out making rounds, so as soon as it starts snowing, they can plow it all down. But so I'm going to give this thing a really solid workout tonight in the snow, I hope. Unfortunately, the truck goes back tomorrow, so I am afraid I will not be able to get video of me hooning around in the snow because it will be late this evening. But I will write about this in the review, so if you're interested to see how it performs in the snow and the ice, you can head over to the written review, which will be posted on topspeed.com. But when you get off-road, the truck feels extremely stable and really capable. It kind of surprised me, actually. You're not really supposed to do it, but there were a couple of really steep grades. Instead of climbing up them, I decided to kind of drive across them to feel how stable the truck feels when it's on a big slope. And the suspension is tight enough that you don't get sick driving it around a back road, but it's still soft enough that trying to drive sideways down that slope, the truck would camber in a bit, and I wouldn't roll down the mountain. So that's nice. It's got some pretty good flex to it. I've driven over a few big tree stumps, a couple of boulders, things like that. Basically every single parking lot I've come across I've driven into and over because, you know, curbs and things, whatever, I'm in a truck. And it's performed well. I've been really happy with the way the truck is handled. I've actually not been in 4 low yet. I was driving it around the mountainside into, got stuck once or twice, flip it into 4, start trundling up the mountain again, no problem. So I've not actually had to hit 4 low, I've not gotten stuck enough. We'll see what happens tonight when the snow comes. Overall, it's a solid truck. I mean, every time I get into a Frontier, I'm reminded how much I kind of like it, because it is just a good truck. There's nothing real fancy about it. You know, some of the newer full-size trucks that Chevy and GM are making have got like workstations built into them and 100 plugs, and you can fit files, and the seat folds into a desk and all that sort of stuff. This doesn't have any of that. This is still just a traditional truck. I've got seats for 5 people. Back seats fold up to put tools underneath it, or they fold down to put dirty things across the top. I've got a little sliding window in the back. This is a short bed, which makes me sad, but otherwise it's just a truck. It feels heavy, it's thirsty. When you put it into 4, you can hear things that are metal clanking together, and it sort of solidifies itself, and it's just good. All the things that make a good truck good are here. So it's pretty good off-road from what I've been doing with it. The bed, even though it's not very long, has built-in rails with built-in tie-downs, so I've been able to get lots of bales of hay and things back there, and you know, I can strap it all down if I'm worried about it falling up as I'm climbing up the mountain. So that's been good. It's got that sort of functionality down. There's plenty of cubby spaces inside, which is good for a truck. I've got door pockets and bottle holders and 2 cup holders and a big thing in the middle with some organized storage. I've got a tray down by the gear shifter. I've got another shallow tray up front. I've got a tray up here on top of the dash. The glove box is big. So all that sort of stuff's good. I've got a huge sunglass holder up here. I do have a sunroof for those of you who enjoy extra light in the cabin, but it's letting cold air in, so I'm going to shut it. Overall, like I said, I've been really happy with this thing. It is a little expensive. So the base truck is $32,560 for a Pro-4X model. And then I do have the options. So I've got a 3-piece set of floor mats. That's an option on a $32,000 truck. That was $135, so whatever. They are cool. They say Frontier, and they've got the Pro-4X with the green 4 logo. So that looks kind of cool. It's embroidered in there. They do look, you know, pretty fantastic, actually. And then I have the Pro-4X luxury package. So that gives me the leather seats, 8-way powering here, 4-way powering here, the seat heaters, the sliding back glass. Got a huge roof rack with crossbars. That's awesome, and the heated mirrors. But that was $2,650. So you do pay for that. Total price after the destination is $36,205. I think that's a ton of money, but truck prices have skyrocketed in the last decade or so. So for a truck with this much off-road kit on it from the factory, the cold blue paint, the roof racks, all the luxury bits with the leather seats and the seat heaters and that sort of stuff, it's really not a bad price. I would like to see it maybe in like a $33,000 to $34,000 range to make it more competitive against some of the stuff that GM is coming out with now, especially with the Canyon and the Colorado. But it's solid. It's great to drive. It feels like a good old school truck. You can flip it into 4-wheel drive whenever you want to. Again, I've got a locking rear diff. You can get stuck and you can claw your way out of something. It's just a fantastic little truck. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. Of course it's thirsty, but that's to be expected. It's not entirely comfortable for normal cruising, but again, that's to be expected. If you like trucks and you know what to expect when you buy a truck, this is definitely a solid truck to look for. It doesn't drive like a car like some of the new models do. They've not tried to hide the fact that it's a truck and make it more comfortable. This is a legitimate work machine that's ready to get rough and dirty, and Nissan, thank you for building it, because that's what I like to see in a pickup truck. Again, we'll do one quick recap. Okay, on the road, great off-road, got all the bits you want and need, lots of luxury, price is just okay, fuel economy is just okay, but it's hella fun to drive and I love it. So if you have any questions about this, you can feel free to leave those in the comments. Like I said, there will be a full written review of this entire machine over on a website called topspeed.com. You can go to TopSpeed and find that there. We also have a full trucks page on TopSpeed. If you want more truck stuff, you can find that there. My colleague and friend, Mr. Mark McNabb, runs that side. So he's got some good stuff going on over there. Again, I'm Christian Moe. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, please tell a friend that, you know, you found a great review of a cool truck and they'd like to see it. I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, everyone have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful week, wonderful weekend, whatever it may be for you. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers.